Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and we are continuing our study of the book of Ecclesiastes, and we're going to finish chapter 9 today. Last time we were together, talking about those verses that talk about the race is not to the swift, battle of the strong, and that was not so much an encouragement to the underdog to think he could win, but a warning that that time and chance not being a notion of fate or some equation from game theory. It's just the chaos of things, our inability to predict the future, the way the unexpected seems to always happen. That we have to understand life under the sun is going to be that way. In these passages, there is an encouragement to the underdog, somewhat, but there's also a strong reality check in it as well. Verses 13 through 17, chapter 9. I've also seen this example of wisdom under the sun, and it seemed great to me. There was a little city with few men in it, and a great king came against it and besieged it, building great siege works against it. But there was found in it a poor wise man, and by his wisdom he delivered the city. Yet no one remembered that poor man. But I say that wisdom is better than might, though the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of the wise, heard in quiet, are better than the shouting of a ruler among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. There is value. There is superior value, vastly superior value to wisdom than folly, to wisdom than strength. It just is. And he's seen it with his own eyes, and he knows that it's true. But he also knows two other things in this passage. And the first thing is, don't expect anybody to hand you any awards or to, have a parade for the poor man. He's not going to in any way be lionized or giving an OBE or anything like that when he has come up with the solution and made the effort and made things better for everyone else, because even if they say thank you, which they may not ever do, they're going to remember that in a very briefly on with their lives. They're not going to appreciate anything that this wise man has done for them, and he knows that to be true, and we do too. We know that is often the case, and that the people who receive a lion's portion of the good things in life are the people who take them, or people who pander to the masses, not the ones who have made a real contribution. If the ones who are making real contributions enjoy the best that life has to offer, then the highest paid people in our culture would be nurses and teachers and first responders, and they're not. People who are influencers, who do absolutely nothing but pander to the masses, make lots of money. That was true. It's true now, and it was true then. And he says, and yet it's better. Wisdom is still better. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. But then he makes a second realization that puts some bitterness into the sweetness, and it is this: in the same way that one wise man can save a city from a powerful king and a professional army, it only takes one sinner to destroy so much good. And we know that to be true as well. A little leaven leavens the whole lump of dough. That's a saying that was popular in New Testament times, and a saying popular in the New Testament. Jesus uses it once in Matthew chapter 13 to talk about how one good person, or a small but influential and active a group of people, can change the shape of their surrounding culture. A little leaven leavens the whole lump of dough. Paul uses it in 1 Corinthians 5 and in Galatians chapter 5 to talk about how one sinner can pollute the entire well of believers And that's the way the writer of Ecclesiastes, this is the way Solomon is using this fact, if not this epigram. One sinner destroys much good. That we know to be true as well. But we're going to enter into chapter 10 and the proverbial section next time. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word.